Oh my goodness, it's worked. Hello. How you doing, guys? Thank you for being so patient there. It would have been nice to start at 11:11, but Mercury retrograde even had different plans. So thank you all so much for joining me. I always feel so honoured and privileged that you guys actually show up to see me chat. It's lovely. So we've got Wicked Virgo moderating for us tonight. Thank you so much, Kayla. Really appreciate that. We're going to be doing some twin flame connection checks, and we're going to be doing some spirit release therapy. So for the benefit of those of you that haven't seen me do this, a twin flame connection check is some mediumship work I do. I discovered this completely by accident, where in fact I was on my way to my spirit release therapy course, and I'd had an email that morning from one of my twin clients who was in a very bad way, and I'd left the house at 5 a.m. to drive to this course, and read this email before I left, and it was, you know, really dark. She was in a really bad place, and I was so worried about it because I didn't have time to reply whilst I was driving. And I asked my guide, could he help me clear up even though I was driving? And he said, well, why don't we clear her twin flame connection, because that's what's really going to help her. And as I was driving, he went on to show me the twin flame connection. It was quite enlightening. So ever since then, I've been able to look at a person's energetic field and see the twin. So everybody has a twin. It's just a case of whether you'll meet them in this lifetime. Not everyone will. But when I'm looking at your energetic field, I can see your twin. They look different if you've met them. And I'm able to see connecting energies, because you share an energetic field, you share a chakra system, and that reveals kind of all kinds of information about your connection. And if you have met, about the stage you're at, what's happening, what's blocking you, if there's any karmics attached. So I do these checks. They take about 15 minutes. I do them live on Skype, Zoom, or Google Hangouts. It costs $40 normally, but I'm going to be demonstrating a kind of snippet of that service for volunteers in the chat tonight so that you guys can see how that works. Now, I will choose people as guided to. When I do these live streams, the chat gets really busy. So I'm going to ask you all to be really respectful. And when I'm actually reading for someone, just to hold back on the chat. Wicked Virgo is moderating, and if you're not respecting that very polite request, I will keep reminding you, because I know that we get newcomers join us and come and go throughout the live stream, but she's just going to silence you temporarily so that you can't interrupt, because what we want to do is create space for the person I'm reading for to offer their feedback on what I'm saying so that you guys can see if it's accurate or not. So as interesting it is to actually watch the readings, it's really interesting to see the feedback as well. And it's so helpful for me as well to get that feedback. So please hang back. I will let you know, right, I'm ready to pick someone else, and then you can kind of go again and comment and say, pick me. So when I'm doing twin flame connection checks, I will need to know the name of your twin. I can see your name, the name that's in your, your YouTube handle is fine. And I just need to know your twin's first name. You don't need to give me a full name, just their first name. And I will use that to ask my guide, is this person I'm seeing as their twin flame the person they think it is? So that's what I use the name for. And the guide will know who you're referring to. So that's the twin flame check. We're going to do those tonight, but I'm going to weave in and out and do a bit of spirit release therapy as well, because this isn't a service I advertise a lot. The reason being, spirit release therapy is very draining work. I'm limited to how many clients I can serve a day. So I've been working with some colleagues that I've been training to do this work as well. There just aren't enough spirit release therapists. And there's a lot of spirit release work. So let me explain what spirit release therapy is. Now, it's basically a clinical version of a shamanic practice called soul retrieval. That term was coined by two British gentlemen that are both academics in the UK. One of them is Dr Terence Palmer, who I trained under, and the other one is David Furlong. There are other mediums working in this the realms of this work as well. And my actual mediumship mentor, who also works in spirit release, is a chap called Mike Williamson. If you're interested in reading more about this, you can find the links to their books in the article description box below. Mike Williamson's book is very different to Dr. Palmer's, but Both viewpoints are very valid. They're both very experienced. I feel very privileged and honoured to work with them and have been trained by them. They're lovely, lovely guys. But Dr. Terence Palmer specifically teaches this spiritual release therapy, which is a type of, a clinical version of a shamanic practice. And what we do is remove from the client anything negative that doesn't serve them. So there are multiple steps on the protocol. This can include removing dark false entities, negative attachments, cords, anything that's creating an energetic drain on the client. We check the chakras, grounding. We also check the inner etheric field, where you can also have a lot of attachments and negative entities and stuff. We also look at the emotional and mental body. So we look for self-created thought forms that don't serve you. This could be, limiting self-beliefs that you're holding, like I'm not worthy, I'm useless, or things like that. And we remove them and replace them with something positive. That work's actually described as telepathy, which is really fascinating. It's reaching into your mind, pulling out what doesn't serve you and replacing it with something positive. We look at disassociated subpersonalities. This is a part of your consciousness that is detached due to trauma. So that's kind of like the shamanic soul retrieval, pulling together those lost fragments of your soul so that you can be whole again. And then we get advice from the guides. Now, I really must stress that I don't do this work. I am just an instrument. As a medium, my job is to tune in and let you know what my guides are showing me, and they actually do the work. So when I say there's a negative entity attached, I'm not touching it. I don't want to do that work. It's not nice. So, I'm just an instrument. The real stars of this show are, of course, my guides, who do all the clearing, do all the work. And I'm just a messenger, a middleman or middlewoman, to tell you what's there and what's happening. So a lot of this work can be very dangerous and risky, so it's not cheap work. I don't normally work independently. So for the purpose of demonstrating tonight, I won't be demonstrating all steps on the protocol for each person, because it does take quite a long time. But my guides will guide me on which volunteers are suitable for tonight's demonstration, is safe for me to work on. And we'll be demonstrating certain steps in that protocol for each volunteer as guided. Yeah, as they see fit, whatever you need the most in that moment. So if you are interested in booking yourself in for a full spiritual clearing, it is work that we do remotely. It's not a live service like my other readings. I work with a team of facilitators that guide me through the process. Normally, I don't work independently, so that it's very high vibrational and we're safe and protected, because it is risky work and I do come under attack quite frequently. I would advise all of you to ground and protect yourselves now. I've already done this for myself. I've already put protection around this beautiful cosmic virtual space that we're working in. But if you know how to do that, go ahead and do that now. If you're not sure how to do that, you just visualize roots growing from your feet down into the center of the earth and pulling back up earth light, and then putting a bubble of protection around yourself sealed with gold. But even if you can't visualize that, you can ask yourself for, you can ask your guides, even if you don't know who they are. You can ask any deities or archangels that you resonate with to protect you. And it's just always appropriate to do that under these circumstances. So I'm going to be kind of flipping between the two, because SRT is quite draining work, though I have learned to work with my eyes open, which really, really helps. Because it means I don't get so sleepy. So someone's just said that the video is freezing for some. I don't know if that's my internet or if it's the internet of the viewers. How's everyone seeing it? Does it look okay? Are we doing good? I don't see any comments. I don't know if the chat's moving. Okay, right. So I'm going to go ahead and, just to warm myself up, I'm going to start with some twin flame connection checks. So please do go ahead, give me your twin's name, and I'm going to pick one out according to what my guides are asking me to do. Let's have a look. Tay 92 and Solomon. I'm really guided to you. Okay, guys, so while I'm reading for Tay, if you could just please hold back on the comments so that she's got time to offer her feedback and respond, so that it's not too busy and we can all keep an eye on that. So Tay and Solomon. Okay, here's definitely your twin flame. I'm going to ground and protect both of you because both not grounded. Tay, you're partially grounded. Okay, that's good. So you're knee deep in this runner chaser dynamic, and you need to work on your healing. You need to stop avoiding it. You can't skip that step. I'm just going to look at his chakras because that's going to give you some confirmation that I've tuned into the right person, because the chakras and the state of them when I look at this connection could be very revealing. Okay. So his crown's open, his third eye's open. He's got a very blocked throat chakra, partial blockage in the heart, solar plexus is good, sacral is good. Very heavy blockage in the root. This goes back to dad, the blockage in the root. Relationship with dad was very fractious. He never felt good enough for dad. There was a lot of pressure on him to perform, I want to say, both academically and in the workplace, that he's just never felt he could live up to that ideal. I am getting substance abuse with Solomon. Mainly alcohol, so he binge drinks, but this has made his aura weak. He's got a small perforation at the top. It's not significant, but it has let a lot of darkness into his aura. So he does suffer from anxiety and anger issues, and a lot of this is because of the dark stuff he's letting in. So I can clear that out. And even when I've cleared it out, he's got a lot of red in his aura. So this guy's very anxious. He's very anxious. I'm picking up he also likes weed, and that will blow him open. Okay, this is going to make him very susceptible to psychic attacks, to dark energy. So email me afterwards. I'll send you the grounding and protection meditation, and you can ground and protect him as well. Because if he gets attacked, it's going to affect you and your connection. We share an energetic field with our twins. So it's not good for either of you for that to be happening. I'm just going to clear and open all your chakras. In terms of looking at the stages of the journey, yeah, you've just not healed. And the divine feminine light, which for me confirms that you're in union with self when it comes on. It's not even flickering. So you've not even scratched the surface of that healing you need to do. And I'm really guided to tell you that your twin cannot love you until you love yourself. I know I talk about this a lot on my channel, but I feel like you needed to hear this directly, because you're in a lot of pain right now and you don't need to be. You know, the sooner you move into self-love, the sooner that you're going to magnetize him back to you. Okay, so I'm putting protection back around the connection for the both of you. Okay, so for you, there is a heavy blockage as well in your sacral chakra, and this pertains to, I'm not going to get too personal here, but this is some trauma from your childhood of an intimate nature, and you can confront that now. It's safe for you to address that, okay? Because this issue is also a block in your connection, okay? I really hope that helped. Okay. Thank you, Tay. I appreciate your feedback as well. And thank you, everyone, for giving her space. Okay, who's next? Give me your twins' names. More twin names. Let's find someone else. I'm going to do some more twin flame connection checks. Let's see who we're drawn to. Wow, it moves so fast. Okay, hold on. That was the one I've seen it. Where's it gone? I just saw the one I wanted and it's vanished again. Gillian Sand and Zach. Okay. Right. Let's see what we've got for you two. So again, please hold space for Gillian so she can offer her feedback in the chat. Gillian and Zach. Okay, so Zach is definitely your twin. He needs the mini clearing as well, so I'm going to do him first. Okay, so his ground is partial, so we're going to restore that and take it all the way down. His crown chakra is open, third eye is open, heavily blocked throat chakra, heavily blocked heart chakra, solar plexus is good, sacral is very blocked, root is dramatically so. The aura with this guy is very orange, very red. I'm picking up a lot of anger, a tremendous amount of anxiety. He probably takes prescription medication for his anxiety. This unfortunately does make him vulnerable. It's obviously not helping the anxiety because he's still very anxious. But for him, that core wound is mum. Very overbearing. She also has a bit of a, I want to say narcissistic streak because she expects him to care for her and not the other way around. It's all about her. She's quite self-absorbed. So there's probably a lot of guilt and shame there, but definitely a lot of anger that he's not lived up to. And I feel like he's probably the black sheep amongst his siblings as well. In terms of your connecting energies, again, I'm not seeing much progress past this one and chase the dynamic, Gillian. So you really need to focus on self-healing. Again, as I said to the lady before you, you can't move into union until you're in union with yourself. Your twin won't love you if you don't love yourself. They're a mirror. They reflect, their feelings will reflect your feelings about self. That's how it works. So for you, you've also got a blockage in your crown chakra, but your third eye is huge. You're very naturally intuitive and clairvoyant. You've got a lot of pink and purple energy in your aura, which is, you know, really divine, beautiful colors. This is spirit, you know, really coming in and, you know, trying to, but I'm getting that it's not integrated, that you're not fully connecting with it powerfully. There's a tiny bit of progress in that healing, but it's not significant. But this is what's going to bring you out of pain. What do you need to know the most? So you've got to surrender to your intuition. And the thing that's blocking this connection the most is that neediness, that codependent streak. And don't feel bad about that because we all come to this journey with that, okay? Every single one of us arrives at this twin flame journey, all of us, with self-love deficit, with codependent, attachment, anxiety, all of that stuff. But because he's got this problem with his mum, okay, she's very needy. She wants him to do everything that she needs. You know, he's going to be particularly resistant to that. So this is the first trigger you've got to work through and purge. You've got to tune into your inner voice. You've got to trust spirit. You've got to be aware of those gut feelings because deep down you know this, but you're not giving time and energy to it, okay? You need to be disciplined in that daily practice. I really hope that helped. Okay, we're going to do a quick SRT. I feel nicely warmed up. So, who wants some SRT? Now, this doesn't have to be, the SRT doesn't have to be on a twin. It can be on an individual. So you don't necessarily have to be in a twin flame connection to see this demonstrated. And again, I'm going to follow my guide's guidance in terms of who we need to clear. Sorry about this. It goes so fast. I'm just waiting for my guys to say yes, that one. Louise Stones. Louise Stones, I'm really guided to choose you. Okay, so I'm going to check your sovereignty first. And sovereignty, to be sovereign, means that you are in full possession of your soul, okay? That means that you don't have any negative attachments, nothing warping or interfering with your person, your feelings or emotions. Now, if any of you have ever seen a spirit medium demonstrate, you know those platform mediums that get messages from departed loved ones, you will notice that they say things like, I'm getting, you know, your granddad's here. He's showing me that you are this memory that you lived in this house. He's showing me pain in my body from how he died, that kind of thing. Yeah. Spirit can interfere with your memories, your physical feelings, your emotional feelings. So to be sovereign means that you have none of that interference, that you are your full true self. So let's go ahead and clear you. So you are not sovereign. You have one grade 1 dark force entity attached to you in your outer etheric field. So I'm going to clear that away. Grade 1 is the least serious. And sorry, I'm just figuring out how you would have felt this. So this would have made you particularly angry and irritable. You know, this particular dark force entity feeds off fear and anger. So it likes that energy. So it's going to interfere with you and create behaviors that incite anger so it can feed off that energy. So we can get that cleared away. You look much better already. You've also got your hands and feet bound, which means you're being blocked from, you know, blocked from releasing self from that bind, from a situation you're stuck in. And I feel like that's deliberate, that's third-party interference. So we're going to clear that as well. So your grounding is blocked and only partial, so we're going to take that deeper. Just going to open up all of your chakras. And I'm going to look at the physical body because this is on our protocol. I'm really guided to do that with you here. And we've got a lot of dark, stagnant energy in and around the top of the head. I'm getting quite serious tension or cluster headaches for you. Pain in and around the ears, a sore throat. This may have been recurring tonsillitis or something going on in the upper esophagus here. There's also a lot of anxiety in the chest, and I'm picking up an itchiness on both arms. I don't know if this is some kind of skin condition or eczema. So I'm moving to the lower body. I've got a lot of tension and aching around the hips. And also kind of, I want to just say the lower pelvis. So we're going to apply healing to that and clear all that out. I think the stuff in the physical body can be particularly reaffirming because that's something you can validate. You can't validate that there is a dark force entity there, but you know what's in your own body. And sinusitis I'm picking up on as well, which does partially cause some of these headaches. So particularly down this front part of your, you know, the sinuses towards the front, above your eyebrows, traveling down your nose and here. So we're going to get all that cleared away. Now, the self-created thought form here is a very good one. And, sorry, a very common one even. It's, I am not good enough. This is a very deep self-limiting thought that doesn't serve you. We're going to remove that. We're going to replace it with I am good enough. And there's a disassociated subpersonality here from the age of 7. This is some trauma you experienced at the age of 7. I don't want to say what it is because it's quite personal, but you should know what happened at that age. I can reintegrate that, but it's going to be transmuted. All the feelings associated with it will rush to the surface at once, but you're ready to work through that. The advice from the guides is that you need to reduce your sugar intake. So a lot of the skin stuff in particular relates to very high sugar diet. You've also got a mild intolerance to gluten. So it's not to say you should completely cut out wheat, but definitely tone it down. Try and limit it to 1 portion a day. You probably know this. You probably noticed a bloat after it, a general uncomfortableness. But there is a dark, stagnant energy in your bowel, and I'm guided that that's what to do with. What else do we need to deal with here? Right, so I'm looking at your inner etheric body now, because there are attachments in there as well. And there's one that comes all the way from the top of the head. This is what's actually causing your headaches. It travels all the way down the center of your body with a cord and attaches to some kind of attachment that's in your lower abdomen. This is pressing down on your womb. So I'm guessing that this will make you need the toilet more frequently, and it's also to do with this bloat and general feeling of heaviness in the area. So after we've cleared this, and it would be great if you could give us feedback via email afterwards to let me know if you feel any respite, because I feel like this particular attachment has really blocked you up. So we're going to clear all that away. And again, there's the dark energy in and around that wrist, the left wrist. So I'm picking up on a kind of raw achiness or weakness in that wrist. But I feel like this is from the bindings that you had, and that you on your outer etheric, and that you should get relief from that. I beg your pardon now as well. Okay, so thank you so much, Louise. I really hope that helped you. Drop me an email and let me know how you're feeling in the next couple of days. These clearings can be very, very powerful. Okay, who else would like a spirit release clearing? So it's all going very nicely. The vibration's high. I'm feeling good. You're very welcome, Louise. Okay, who would like a spirit release clearing? Let's have a look. Who have we got coming up here? Is there a Joanne here? Where's that gone? Grace Rivera. Grace Rivera, I'm going to give you some SRT. So everyone, if you could please hold back on your comments now and give Grace Rivera some time and space just to offer her feedback. So Grace, let's have a look what's going on with you. Okay, so you are not suffering. Your attachments are a little bit more serious than the one before, because you've got two DFEs, they're grade 2, and they're literally throttling you. You've got one behind you, one to the side, and they both have hands around your throat. So this is blocking you from speaking your truth, it's blocking you from being honest, and I can see that there's some kind of dark light being coming from each of them as well, which is literally warping all of your senses, particularly your connection to spirit and your higher senses. So you've probably really struggled to get a clear connection to spirit because there's so much interference. You have a lot of light, which is why they're there. So we're going to clear them away. You would have felt a lot of pressure in the head, behind your eyes, really unpleasant, and probably recurrent throat infections or problems in that area because of that literal strangulation. So we're going to clear that away. You've also got a portal under your feet where they're coming in, so we're going to seal that. Okay, we've grounded you, we've cleared your chakras. I'm looking at your inner etheric field now. Your inner etheric field should be bright and clear. It's not. It's completely full top to bottom of dark, stagnant energy. And now that we've cleared that away, I'm also picking up on a significant control device. Again, this is something that's been deliberately put there by dark force stuff. And again, it's around your throat. So it was also blocking your throat chakra, blocking your ears. So again, you know, you're going to have had problems with your ears, pain in your ears. So we're seeing here. And I'm also picking up on a problem with the kidneys. So this would be felt as aching in and around the back, because there was literally like, I don't actually know what the kidneys do. Sorry, I'm not a medical doctor, but my guides are saying this is intended to slow you down, to keep you stuck. And it's literally like an attachment on the inside that's almost smothering them. So we're going to clear all that away as well. So you're much brighter and clearer now. There's also that cord down the chest. Again, this is anxiety, and that connects to the thing in the throat. So we clear all that away. It's going to take them a bit longer to clear that bit in the throat, so they're going to carry on doing that whilst I'm working. So just looking at the physical body now, so we can see what effect this would have been having. And I'm getting a lot of pain behind the eyes in particular. So you've probably been to the opticians about this, and they've probably not found too serious a problem, but a lot of this would have been to do with the attachments that you've had. I'm also getting a weakness in the knees. And again, this is I don't know if this is from running, or there's definitely been an injury on the left side in and around the knee. Problem in the feet as well, like an actual clicking or something, some kind of pain in the toes on the left foot. And this is the nerves from the knee injury that travel downwards. So we're going to clear all that away and apply some healing to that for you. Again, with you, I'm picking up on a food allergy that's creating a lot of dark, stagnant energy in and around the bowel. I'm guided that this is a combination of high fat, high sugar diet. So you need to just be careful about eating both of those foods in heavy combination. You need a lot more fresh food and definitely water in your diet. I'm guided that you don't actually just drink plain water on its own. So you really need, especially they're saying because of the problem with the kidneys, the slow kidneys, that you need to drink plenty of water. This is a real problem in your physicality. There's a disassociated subpersonality here from the age of 13. I feel like you witnessed something really violent and quite upsetting at this age. So that's disassociated. We can reintegrate that with a positive transmutation of those feelings. The self-created thought form is I'm too fat, and you're not fat. So we're going to replace that with my body is fit, healthy, and beautiful. You need to stop affirming. The advice from the guides is that you need to become conscious of what you're manifesting in your own reality with your thoughts, and that actually you need to affirm, I am healthy, full of vitality, and slim and beautiful, and so it is. Literally changing your thoughts is going to change your whole physicality with you. You are a very powerful manifestor. So that's good. I really hope that helped. Okay, Grace, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to do another twin flame connection check just to give myself a little break from SRT. Who would like a twin flame connection check? I would like to know your twin's name so that I can tune in and check if it's a real twin or not. Who have we got? Look, there's 100. Oh, there was 111 people when I just looked at the view count then. Magic numbers. Okay. Ellie and Ben's World, Ed. Ellie and Ben's World, Ed, we're doing a twin flame connection check for you. So again, guys, if you could just slow down on the comments while I'm doing this so that Ellie can offer us her feedback. I really appreciate that. Okay. So Ellie and Ed. Ed is definitely your twin. I'm picking up that you haven't been physically intimate with Ed. Is that right? Hold on, you've just said Sue. Ellie and Ben's World. Is your twin called Ed? You've just confused me. You've just said Sue. Where is she? Hello? So Ellie and Ben's World. Sue and Ed. So you're Sue. Okay. Ed is definitely your twin. Just seeing what we're looking at. So we're just grounding you both. Both of you are ungrounded. So looking at your chakras, crown is open, good. You're also a natural medium. You're a beautiful light. I guess that you may be a Reiki practitioner because you've got beautiful rainbow energy in there, which for me is always the sign of a healer. So in terms of the chakra blockages, you're actually fairly well healed. It's very unusual for me to see this much progress in the divine feminine. And regards the intimate thing, have you been intimate with Ed since you discovered you're a twin flame? Because those stages reset when you step into the twin flame journey. So I'm seeing that there's not been progress in that sacral stage. But you're in fairly good shape energetically. Your protection is robust. Even your root chakra isn't very heavily blocked, which is very unusual. So we're just clearing all that out. What is there for you? But looking at Ed, he's not in such good shape. So he's not responding to the triggers. He's got a very strong ego, so he's not, what's the word? He's just not got the self-awareness to start looking at himself with real honesty and, you know, true self-awareness so that he can begin to make adjustments. He's projecting all of his pain outwards. It's everybody else's fault. And he's very reluctant to take responsibility or accountability for the way his life has turned out. The stuff in his root chakra, I'm picking up definitely some kind of substance abuse, and I want to say class A's, which is not ideal, but he has significant damage to his aura, and as a result, he's let quite a lot of nasty stuff in. So I'm actually going to do some SRT work on him because he has got attachments. Don't normally do this in a twin flame connection check, by the way, but I'm going to do this now since we're on this evening. Okay. Okay, so he's got an attachment that actually blocks his solar plexus. It's like a band that's stretching around his center, and it's almost, I can see this entity that's squeezing it, tightening it and tightening it and tightening it. And this would be blocking him from any sense of hope, you know, the solar plexus. And this is why he won't be responding to triggers. So it'll be a specific block to your journey because the triggers come from our solar plexus as well. And it's also the chakra where we, you know, experience hope, joy, optimism. So that's literally being strangled. So this would have been a tremendous block for the journey, and also a block for him in terms of his anxiety and depression. It would have been a block for him healing in that respect. So we're going to remove that and get all of that cleared away. He looks a lot more relaxed already. So that's much, much better. He's got a portal about his person as well. I'm guided to look in his dwelling because there's a portal there. Okay, so he's got one. This isn't actually a bathroom. It's just what us Brits would call a WC. It's just like a loo. There's just like a loo and a sink. It's not a full bathroom. But there is a portal immediately in front of the toilet in that area on the ground. So we're just going to seal it up. And there's also one in the mirror that you can see directly opposite. So we're going to seal that as well. So that's good. I'm just going to put protection back around his home. He's also got an earthbound spirit attached to him. And I feel like this is someone that he does actually know. I'm not very good with names, but this is a friend that has passed away that is trying very desperately to help him, but has his problems of his own. So we're going to send him to the light. Earthbound spirits shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be hanging around us humans. They should be in the light where they're much more empowered to support us. So he's quite happy to go. We're going to send him on his way. So as I said, I don't normally do this stuff in a twin flame connection check, but Ed needed this. Now, the guidance for you two as a couple, certainly for you, Sue, you need to take responsibility for your own healing, and you also need to release fear, because this is one of your vulnerabilities energetically as well. It's also what stops you from moving forward. And when I say fear, that word encompasses fear in all of its forms: abandonment, loss, rejection. You know, you have big fears going back to your own childhood upbringing that have stuck with you and have really affected how you're able to move forward on this journey. And you need to make time to confront them now. A lot of your focus is on Ed, and he will be dramatically healed by your healing of self. That will really help him. He should feel a lot better after we've removed that entity around his solar plexus. He looks a lot brighter and more relaxed as well. Please do email me in the coming days and let me know how he is if you have contact with him. I'm also guided with you two to unblock. You've both got a heavily blocked cerebellum, which is a higher chakra that we have at the back of our head. And it relates to our dream state, our astral state, dream connection. So I'm really guided to unblock that for both of you. And this will dramatically increase your opportunity to connect in the 5D, to connect astrally with Ed, which is going to be a huge source of comfort for him. Because after all of these attachments and all of that interference that will have really, really impacted his mental state, he's going to find it much more comforting to be able to hear and feel your energy instead. Okay, so you should see a dramatic increase in your ability to connect with him in that way. And I also need to guide you that you need to be a bit more yielding with him and not internalize his treatment of you. It's not about you, it's a reflection of himself. And there's a lot of shame for him associated with that behavior anyway. Okay, I really hope that helped. Oh, that was quite a long one. There was a lot going on there with Ed. So thank you very much for volunteering. Do drop me an email and let me know your feedback or if you've got any questions. And I'll send you the grounding protection meditation as well so that you can help Ed stay clear, because if he's taking drugs, he's going to need that. Okay. Who else would like some spirit release therapy? Again, this doesn't have to be for twins. This can be for an individual. Who have we got here? Who would like some spirit release therapy? Who have we got here? Oh, this is so hard. It's moving so fast. Okay. I saw it and it's gone again. Where's it gone? Keep commenting, because someone's commented already that I needed to do it on, and I can't find your name now. It's kind of gone so far up the list. Where is it? Camilla, Joanna Elliott Minari. Camilla. So we're going to do some SRT on you. Okay, so if you guys could hold back on the comments now. I've picked someone just to give Camilla some space so that we can get her feedback. Really appreciate that. So Camilla, let's have a look at you. Wow, okay, so you are definitely not suffering. You have got these are very serious attachments. My guide's saying it's safe for me to remove them independently. Well, they're obviously doing it, but that we're in a high vibration enough space. Okay, there's a lot going on here. You must feel very, very blocked. And I'm picking up dreadful, dreadful anxiety and repetitive, horrible dark thoughts, really, really dark thoughts. And these aren't coming from you, these are coming from these attachments, okay? So we're just going to clear that. We're just going to clear all these negative entities. I'm also guided to scan all frequencies to look for interdimensional parasites with you. And when I've looked at this, you've got, it's literally like, so an interdimensional parasite is like a non-conscious parasitic spirit attachment. So almost like a cosmic bug or flea or tick, it's that kind of stuff. And you are absolutely covered in this kind of very greeny, murky green, sort of khaki, quite snotty, slimy texture. Thank you, Just Love. That is completely blocking your skin, completely covering you from head to toe. So I'm guided that you're probably, you've probably got some skin conditions, a lot of itchiness that pertain to this, because it literally covers your whole body. So we're going to clear that off. And my guides are saying as well, these DFEs are very much about controlling your mood and creating more anxiety because they feed off that energy. So the dark thoughts aren't just to keep you in a fear-based state, but also those around you. So you should feel a lot better after we've cleared this. Benita, if you could please wait until I've finished. So what else do we have here? And you've got a fear of dying. Your self-created thought form is, I'm going to die. And again, this is coming from those, just historical episodes of significant depression, and also from these dark force entities that are, interfering with your mindset. So we can clear all that away. We're going to replace that with, life is good and I'm worthy of a good life. Yeah, we can do that. So I'm just going to look at the inner etheric body, because you had some significant attachments on the outer etheric. So the inner etheric body, again, this is all up in the head space. So Camilla, this is really just such a lot of interference. God bless you. You probably recognise to a degree that this isn't a reflection of your true self. These thoughts, because they don't. I'm getting that life's not been easy, but we all have trauma, and yours isn't significant enough to have warranted the darkness that you felt overcome by. You've been deliberately attacked, and your vulnerability was actually the medication they put you on for the anxiety. It kind of started with some kind of fear-based thought form that you accepted. This has kind of opened you up, and it's kind of spiraled from there as well because of the medication that you've used to try and stabilize your moods and to bring yourself some peace from this. It's actually made it worse. So you really need to learn to ground and protect self to stop this reoccurring. The stuff on your inner etheric, as I said, is all centered around the head, also across the shoulders, at the back of the shoulders. I'm picking up on I've not even moved to the physical body, and I'm picking up on a really heavy, extreme tiredness with you. Guides are going to offer healing for this. So we're just going to clear out the inner etheric field. I'm also picking up on cysts in the womb and ovaries, which would create very heavy periods for you, heavy menstruation, kind of pain in around that area at your time of the month. We can clear that out as well. So looking at the physical body, I don't know what this is because I've never seen anything, but I can see all these kind of black dots just traveling through your body. It's like, I don't know if this is some kind of blood disease or some kind of like blood infection. I want to say that I've never seen anything like that, but I'm literally being shown it being washed away. And this definitely causes poor circulation in and around your legs and feet. I'm still clearing you, Camilla. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on in the physical body. I'm going to just clear all of that out. Okay, I really hope that helped you. You need to email me and get the grounding and protection. You need to get the grounding and protection meditation off me so that you can keep yourself clear. I will leave this video up for a while so that you can play back and listen to what I said, okay? Whew, that was a heavy one. Right, let's do some more twin flame connection checks. Let's have another one. It's nice to break it up and do one in between. Okay, who can we see? So give me your twin's name if you would like a twin flame connection check. I'm going to keep scanning the names until I see the one that the guides want to do. This is really hard to move so quick. There we go, there it is. Okay, Joanne, Mimnar, and Dan. We're going to do a twin flame connection check for you guys. So again, if everyone could please stop commenting whilst we do a twin flame connection check for Joanne. Joanne, Mimnar, and Dan. I hope I've said your name right. I do apologise if I haven't. Okay. Dan is definitely your twin flame. I'm being shown that you've made quite nice healing progress, Joanne. You've got quite an unusual amount of progress in the heart space and even a bit of progress in the throat space, which indicates to me that you have probably spoken some of your truths to him. You've expressed your feelings, probably expressed that there's, you know, a soul connection between you, and you're making really lovely healing progress. Energetically speaking, your grounding's a bit shallow, so you need to focus on your grounding and protection. Crown chakra and third eye clear. You're also a natural medium. You've got a beautiful channel. You've got a lot of purple in your aura, so you're really very, very intuitive, and you're really being triggered by spirit to tap in to that intuition and allow it to guide you. Stop looking for answers outside of yourself. And I'm guided that the natural world, your connection to the earth, will be incredibly healing for you. Throat chakra is good and clear. Heart's only got a partial blockage in it. Your solar plexus is clear. Sacral's clear. There is a residual blockage in the root chakra, but I'm really guided that you are taking your healing quite seriously. The stuff in your root chakra is an anxiety that's been with you from a very young age. And I'm hearing, Mummy, don't leave me. You know, that's come through very, very clearly pertaining to this abandonment issue that is stuck in your root chakra. So you need to sit with that in meditation and work through and heal that. Now, looking at Dan, he is very ungrounded, and unfortunately he's not as in good shape as you. He has got very blocked chakras. In fact, okay, there's a lot going on with him. His crown is deliberately cramped, so there's some third-party interference here. I'm picking up this is probably from a karmic connection as well that's quite toxic. This is someone that's deliberately trying to block proceedings. His third eye is very blocked, his throat's very blocked, heart's very blocked, soul is good, sacral's good, root is tremendously blocked. And as we've unblocked this, it was literally like a big explosion, massive release of pressure as we've unblocked his root chakra. He's carrying a lot of pain. He really is carrying a lot of pain. I don't know if I'm picking up that he, I don't want to say this live, but if you email me, it's quite personal. If you email me, I will, I'll explain that. But this root chakra stuff, he's going to need some time to work through that. But the karmic on his side, this isn't a relationship he's still in, but this woman meddles, and she's not necessarily trying to meddle in your connection. I've just noticed you said it's his daughter. This is not. This is a relationship. This is a karmic attachment, which was a relationship that he was in. It actually goes quite far back. And I believe this woman, I don't think she knew about you. This may have been before he met you, but she's trying to bind him to her. And she's not done that very successfully because there's no binding. But one of the residual things was this blockage of the crown chakra, which was to stop kind of any protection taking effect. I can cut that karmic away. There is one up closer to him. So this would have been a recent relationship, and I'm picking up a tremendous amount of grief from that one. Again, I can cut it, but there's a lot of grief there with this most recent relationship for him. There was also a karmic up close on your side. So if you're not in this relationship now, then it's one you've not had that long ago. I'm getting a lot of betrayal, a lot of deceit from that connection. And I can't cut that cord because it's still very heavy, and there's still a lot of karma to be resolved, a lot of learning that you still need to process. If I cut it now, it's all going to rush to the surface at once. It's going to be too much. And this is where you're healing. This is where you need to focus it now. It's actually on, unleashing the truth. It's unleashing the truth within that connection. So I can't cut that. It's too much. You need to work through that, and you need to process it in your own time. But you need to see that truth for yourself. You need to ask your higher guidance. So I was saying to you about trusting in your own intuition, using your own higher guidance to work your way through this, because that betrayal and deceit, it's not a healthy dynamic for you or the karmic, and you need to release yourself, but you've got to go through that learning yourself, and you've got to keep your eyes trained on yourself in that connection. You've got to focus on yourself and your own power. Okay, that's coming through really clearly. Keep your eyes trained on you. Stop projecting it outwards, and just be authentic. Be your true self in that. This is about seeing the truth in that situation. That's the karma you've got to resolve. Being true to yourself, definitely being true to yourself. So I'm going to put protection back around the connection for you too. As I said, you've made really good kind of healing in the heart space. What else is there? You just got to give this time as well. And your twin's going to need time as well to heal. When you've finished healing, that's when he will really begin. And he's got a lot of pain to go through. He really has. Okay, I really hope that helped you, darling. Right. Another twin flame connection check. Who wants one? Hit me with your names. Let's see those comments go crazy. Okay. Okay. Where's that one? Right. DRA. I'm not going to do a full check for you. My guys just asked me to tell you that Jeff isn't your twin. I'm really sorry. Sorry to be so blunt. Because you need to be able to move away from that, because this connection with Jeff is blocking an incoming soulmate. You're dismissing all other potential relationships because of Jeff. Jeff isn't a twin. You can definitely let him go. Okay, you need to open up your options. So I'm sorry if that was bad news. Most people are quite relieved to find out it's not a twin. In fact, I'm not going to do it without your permission. And things are going a little bit crazy, but email me and I can cut that cord for you if you would like me to. DRA, no, it's not Ken. You've not met your twin. You've not met a twin, but there's an incoming soulmate. But when you clear the karma with these other connections, you're going to meet a soulmate. So you need to get rid of those guys. Right. Tilly S. And Hannibal. And twin flame connection check for you guys. So Tilly. No, you've not met your twin. I'm really sorry. I'm not seeing a connection with you and Hannibal. I see that you haven't met a twin. So I'm really sorry about that. We've had 2 in a row there. I hope that's not too bad news for you. Most people are quite relieved to find out it's not a twin. Okay, let's do another one. Twin flame connection check. Everyone's gone a bit quiet now, started saying it's not a twin. Some of you don't want to know that. The comments have slowed down. I've got to be honest, you know, about what I see. Tilly, I can only tell you what I see, darling. I understand you may have been told it is. I tune into your energy. I can only tell you with absolute integrity what I see, okay? I'm really sorry. Right. Jacqueline and Joshua. JM, Jacqueline and Joshua. I'm going to do you two. Okay, Jacqueline and Joshua. You are definitely twins. This is a really lovely connection as well. I'm seeing a very powerful astral connection between the two of you. And this is quite different to what I've seen before when I look at the energy. So your 7 kind of standard physical chakras are always kind of connected, but with you guys, I'm just seeing this light that I haven't seen before. I feel like your telepathic stroke astral connection must be very, very strong. I'm going to go ahead and do a mini clearing on each of you. But main thing to share here is that you've got to just be a little bit more light-hearted and surrender to play. And I feel like your astral connection is very playful. But when it comes to that face-to-face communication, you're not actually able to inject that same playfulness. It's like there's a lot of intensity and there's a lot of what's the word? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's just an intense feeling that overwhelms you, like you cannot be yourself when you're actually in one another's company. They're very powerful triggers, but your astral connection is really strong. It's really lovely. What do we need to do here? The guides are being very specific. So you both need a mini clearing, which they've given you. Okay, so there's quite a lot of interference on Josh's side, so we're going to clear that out as well. I'm picking up a lot of it would be like binge drinking. This is what's created the vulnerabilities for him. And very deep core wound relating to mum as well, which he will have found particularly hard. I think he might still live with her. So we're just going to get that cleared out. So I'm going to put protection back around your connection. I'm sorry I'm not getting much information for you here. I'm literally just watching what the guy's doing. They're applying healing to the connecting ring. And I'm guided that you both need this because you're both knee deep in this runner chaser dynamic and you've not actually made any progress beyond that in terms of your healing. But you've got lovely energy and you've got a very strong ability to heal self and to heal others, but you need to turn it inwards first. Your focus is very much on him. Yeah. You've got to give in to your own healing. You know, open to that healing that's available to you through spirit, because I feel like you're scared of that connection. There's a lot of doubt, and I hope it's been very reassuring for you to learn today that he is your twin, so that you can move forward on this journey and start taking that healing practice seriously. Okay? Oh, right. That was the funny one. That was very gentle energy. It made me really sleepy. So I hope you enjoyed that, Jacqueline and Joshua. Right, I'm going to do another SRT. Who wants some SRT? Spirit release therapy. Who have we got? Who wants some spirit release therapy? My God, it got so fast. Okay, SRT is coming in for Amy Boner with LaDonna. So Amy, we're going to do LaDonna for you. Right, LaDonna is not sovereign. She has a kind of entity which actually spins around her head. It looks like a bird. It's not a bird. It's some kind of horrible entity. But it's literally flying around and around and around. This makes her very dizzy, but also makes her very, very confused. So this person's going to have a lot of trouble making decisions and staying on track in life. We're going to get that cleared away. This would probably also cause her tension headaches, quite erratic behaviour. Because she's confused, it's going to be really difficult for her to be, I mean, she's very ungrounded as well, but I mean, to kind of stay on track. I feel like you'd even notice it in her conversation. She's like a million miles an hour and goes off on a tangent. Very, very confusing energy, but we can clear that away. So we're just going to ground, clear out all the chakras. Looking at her in an etheric field, because I just want to check if there's anything else inside. There's also attachments on the inside of it in etheric, which pertain to this kind of flying bird thing as well. And these things are almost giving birth to these quite dark, depressive thoughts inside of her. She's probably very, very paranoid as well. She is hyper-conscious or sensitive about other people's opinions or perception of her. And this is giving rise to this thing in her mind, this attachment that's been there. So we're going to clear that away as well. What else is going on in the inner etheric? So there's some kind of binding on the inner etheric as well, which is wrapped around all of her vital organs. So this would have made her immune system very, very sluggish, very, very sluggish. This is like literally squeezing her from the inside. So this is really nasty stuff that she's got attached to her. I'm just going to get it all cleared away. I'm going to look at the physical body in a minute, because I believe there's quite a few side effects that she would have experienced physically as a result of these. But let me just get it cleared, because it's really grim. She's also got a portal right under her feet, so we're going to seal that. Portal is a gateway through which spirit is going to access this person. So we need to seal that up. What else are we finding? So I'm guided to check her dwelling as well for a portal. I don't know if you know this woman's house, but I'm getting that I don't want to be offensive, but it's very, very untidy. And she needs to clear her space. She will be much, much more comfortable and calm and safe when she has cleared her space. And I do need to clear the dwelling quickly, so bear with me. I'm just going to literally blast that with light and put protection around it. There were 4 portals in her home, so that is part of the problem, the home. But we've cleared that now. But there's a lot of negative, low vibrational energy in her home and around her home. So I don't even know if this is an option, but she would really benefit from being in a clear, high vibrational space for a period of time while she gets herself well. So looking at the physical body, I mean, I'm just seeing a heart here that's almost surrounded with just black energy, like she's grief, you know, brokenhearted. This is some kind of grief that she's not recovered from, that is literally giving her pain in her chest. She probably experiences anxiety straight through the front here, right to the back. I'm getting serious kind of headaches across this side of the face, behind the eye, which has probably given her a great deal of concern. But it's actually probably sinuses. I don't think it's anything to be massively concerned about. And I don't know what organ is up on kind of upper right back at the back of the body, but it's black, and we were literally applying healing to that. Again, this is something to do with the immune system. So I feel like her immune system is somehow under attack. It's like been weakened by all of these attachments she had. So we're just going to clear all of that away. Put some healing on that. And also I'm getting this stuff coming from her bowel, and it comes all the way down from the upper bowel into the smaller lower bowel and through the intestine. So this is a kind of heavy stagnant energy running all the way through. So she's definitely got some blockages or health issues pertaining to that part of her bowel. I'm guided again, lots and lots and lots of water. You need more water in your diet, you know, drinking coffee, drinking soda type drinks. You just need a tremendous amount of water to flush out your system, and to be really, really mindful of what you're eating, because a lot of the problems in and around the bowel, lower intestine and stomach can be resolved just with a clean organic vegetables and water. And by limiting your diet, you can narrow down the things that are really affecting that quite badly. My gut feeling is high sugar and very heavy gluten. So just a very high carb, high sugar diet, a lot of refined carbohydrates as well. So that would be white bread, cakey type pasta stuff. There's a disassociated subpersonality here. In fact, there's 3. There's one from the age of 2, one from the age of 18. So 18, thereabouts. This is mid-teens. So this is trauma that you've experienced. I'm not going to say because it's quite personal, but we can reintegrate those with a positive transmutation. And there is a self-created thought form surrounding why am I always so sick? And you have to understand that you kind of manifest this, but these entities have kind of affected you in this way. It's attacked your immune system specifically. So, you know, there's just a serious amount of fatigue and aching with you, but you've got to have a stronger will and fight this off, because a lot of it is what I want to say is, I think the word is psychosomatic. And my guides are asking you to pay very careful attention to the people you spend time with. You need to raise the vibration of your own energy, but you've got to be accountable for the type of people that you allow into your life that are very low vibrational. And as I said, your dwelling was fairly compromised. So you need to take steps to keep that clear and literally physically clear it, to remove all the clutter, to get rid of all the stuff that's hanging around. You're going to feel much, much better after this. Please do email me and let me know how you are in the coming days, okay? So thank you so much, guys. I'm going to wrap up because I've been going for sort of pretty much an hour and a half and I'm really tired. But thank you so much for everyone that joined me. Again, if you would like to book a private reading with me, either a twin flame connection check or spirit release therapy, if you've watched till the end, then you can have a discount. So just tell me that you've watched and say, hey, I watched the live stream and I want to claim my 15% discount. And that will be valid until Sunday this week. So any bookings made and paid for spirit release therapy or twin flame connection checks made between now and Sunday, you can get a 15% discount on that. My email address is in the description box below. So I will leave this video live for those of you that have had readings if you would like to refer back. Don't forget you can join me on my Facebook page, which is Happy Twins 1111 Networking Group. That helps you make some twin friends. You can find me on Insta at Happy Twins 1111. And I will put out a video tomorrow. I'm sorry I've not done one this week. So thank you to everybody that joined me. Thank you for all your love and support. I'm so grateful to you guys. I really, really do appreciate you. And if you feel called to donate either an energy exchange or a deck of cards, you can also find the information how to do that in the description box below. I really do appreciate that. Every little helps and it does help keep this channel going. So thank you again. Thank you all for all your love and support. See you soon. Good night, guys.